Barry Humphries, very nice to meet you.
Newly.
The press release for your new show boldly declares, famous artist Barry Humphries bears all in new Australian show. Why have you finally decided after all of these years not to dress up but to get your kit off?
Well, I should assure you that there's no total nudity, but there's a bit of psychic nudity in the sense that I am quite frank in this show about details of my life, which has not been all a spectacular journey to success, and I will talk about, as frankly as I'm able to, about the variety of life that I've led. And it's been quite a long one all of a sudden. One suddenly realizes that one is actually on the wrong side of elderly. Nothing could equal the fear I felt when I did my very first show as a solo performer.
What then propelled you to keep going with that?
Probably the adrenaline. I became addicted to the drug adrenaline. I suppose if I could see my adrenal gland, we'd both be rather awestruck, but I don't know under what circumstances that would be possible. I also, of course, love working in the theatre. I've overcome that extreme nervousness, though I am always nervous before I go on stage. I've never performed myself. It is my last character, and I've always been in the background.
Is it really yourself? Because it's still a performance, so is it Barry Humphries, capital B, capital H?
As much as I can do that, it is. It's very close to the real person. We're all actors, Lee, aren't we? We're all performing in some way.
Do you subscribe to the view that comedy equals tragedy plus time?
I don't know who said that. I think of comedy as failed tragedy, which is a little different. I've never performed in a tragedy before. I've performed in comic shows which have ended tragically. I've read a few bad reviews in my time, but I don't read the good ones. If they're too good, I feel embarrassed.
How's Dame Edna?
Well, apparently very well. She may make a phantom appearance, by the way, in this show. Although it's all me, thanks to modern technology, it may be some of these characters of mine make spooky appearances.
Well, how about Sir Les Patterson? Because I assume he must be a little concerned about the whistleblowing on harassment by powerful men.
Oh, Sir Les, I think so. I think Sir Les has put his hand on so many knees. There would be a stampede, wouldn't there?
I'm surprised it hasn't come out already.
It is amazing, you know.
I think it was the Australian writer Helen Garner. In her last collection of writings, she spoke of being conscious that she had a lengthening past and a shortening future. Is that something that you are spending much time pondering yourself?
Well, I'm glad to hear that quote from Helen Garner because she's a writer I admire, of course. She's a wonderful writer and a very, very nice woman. But yes, I feel this. And I also find myself going to funerals a lot. Some of my very best friends have passed away over the last 12 months. I've had a number of losses which make me realize that I'm in some kind of queue, shuffling along towards the pearly gates, or at least the celestial box office. And every now and then the queue starts to move a bit too fast. I'm in no hurry.
Do you ever think about what people are going to say in your obit?
It is a chilling thought that my obituary has already been written. Most newspapers have got me on file, I think. So if something happens at the end of this interview or just after I walk into the street and don't look to the right or left, they've got something I can print immediately. I happen to know that in a well-known Melbourne newspaper, the obituary was written some time ago by a person who hated me. He's now dead, but I think his copy is still on file. I think there's something we can call an obituary. Bitchery.
Do you intend to keep creating and working for as long as possible, or can you ever imagine a time where you would retire?
No, I would not, because I love what I do. And my show is really an experiment, more than that, an expression of my gratitude to my Australian public.
Barry Humphries, thank you very much for joining us. It's been lovely to have you.
Thank you very much indeed. Good night.